Okay, so this video is going to be very, very short. Okay, now this video is called "The Listener Knows If You're Honest." Okay, now this is going to be applied to both like poetry or um, you know, painting. I guess yeah, that's what you'd call it. I'm really dumb for some reason, but it is mainly applied to songs, right? To creating songs. Now, people will know if you're actually being honest or not, okay? When you are creating music, when you're creating songs and you've got these lyrics, okay? And you're thinking, well, these are kind of cringy. I like, this isn't really me, but I think a lot of people would enjoy it if I did this. So let me just do that. People will know. People will genuinely know. I've heard songs that are like this before, right? I've been in school and I've heard other people's songs and I can tell, yeah, they're trying to get other people to think about this, about them, okay? You have to be honest, okay? Honesty and authenticity are kind of like the keys to creating music, all right? You have to be honest and put yourself onto the paper. You do not put someone else's thoughts onto the paper and then trying to make it like, oh, okay, these are my own thoughts, all right? That might not make a lot of sense to you right now as well. But trust me, you have to be honest. It's gonna feel really weird as well. I won't lie. A lot of the times, especially for like new songwriters, right? You will struggle because it's gonna feel very bare. You're gonna feel like someone's reading your own diary, right? Because people are seeing your thoughts as they are. It's natural. It's a natural like self-defense, all right? To show yourself as something else that you're not because you're afraid of what other people will think about you. Okay, but what I'm telling you is that people are a lot more like you than you actually think. Okay? It's crazy, right? Like we all have like the same color of blood and all that, right? So it's very, very similar. You have very similar thought patterns to everyone else. So if you write down a story that's kind of like really raw, okay, and you think, wow, this is amazing, I want to show someone else, but I'm kind of scared about what they think. If you genuinely think, wow, this is incredible, like I put down everything I could into this and this is me, then do that, okay? It's gonna feel a bit odd, all right, and genuinely you will not, it's unlikely unless you're like one of my friends where basically on his first try he got an amazing song just off the bat like that, right? You there's a chance that you might not be like that, especially if you're kind of shy like me, or I'm becoming more extroverted now because of like YouTube. But you need to be able to put yourself onto paper and know who you are by putting yourself like that, all right? By putting yourself kind of on the line as you're creating art. Obviously this can be done in poetry, it can be done in what's it called, like writing, short story writing or just story writing, okay? Because all those things kind of it's like basically you playing God, all right? Because all your ideas are being projected onto this bit of paper or to this bit of canvas or to these beats of music, all right? But you have to also respect the listener, okay? Because imagine they were like you. Imagine you, for the first time, were listening to your track, okay? Now, obviously, that sounds impossible to do, and it technically is, but if you would enjoy it for the very first time, then it's very likely that other people will as well, okay? So if there's parts where you don't really like it as much because like you thought you were kind of lazy with it, other people are going to notice that as well, especially if you notice it, okay? So go back to that part, all right? You are probably your own worst critic, but at the same time, you can use that fact, okay? You can use that fact that you can see things so clearly, you can see it straight like that because you know how everything is constructed because it's yours, okay? You are God, okay? So work on those parts that you think are kind of bad, all right? So some of the songs that I worked on with some of my friends, right? We would sit there for like hours and think about, wow, this one line is kind of bad. How do we go about it? All right, and then we'd have an amazing song. All right, being having collaboration like that really can help. Okay, but you have to be able to be honest with your bit of art, with your bit of music, with anything. Okay, as long as you're honest to yourself and you are willing to get better, you're willing to put yourself onto paper as well. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. The advice I'm telling you right now, a lot of people might obviously a lot of people might actually agree with me, all right? They're trying to be honest, and honestly, you might sound cringe at first, okay? Especially because you're expressing yourself, especially if you're doing this for the very first time, all right? You might be expressing yourself in a weird way and it feels weird, okay? You'll soon, if you keep doing it, okay, you're going to get better at being able to put your ideas onto paper, so then you can understand yourself better, and then other people can understand you and themselves better, because they can see themselves from your bit of music. This video has gone on much longer than I realized, all right? My advice is to respect the listener, because they know if you're being honest or not. They know if you're lying about your lyrics, about your art, about your poetry, okay? They know. Respect them, okay? So, if this video was actually really, really helpful though, I would, like, please consider subscribing, all right? I really need help to get this channel up, because I want to make like a whole movement of like artists, of musicians, all right, of everyone basically in the creative industry, all right. So then we can form kind of this whole movement of good and honorable artists, where we were seeing like almost the Beethoven and Mozarts of our time, okay? We were revered, not these people who we wouldn't want our children to kind of be influenced by, okay? I want to start this new movement, okay? So if you're willing to join me, please consider subscribing. Give me video ideas, all right? Help out in the comment section, all right? There are people looking for advice, or if you're looking for advice, please ask other people. We have such an amazing community here, right? Everyone's really helpful, so please just ask. Now, if you found this video really, really helpful though, I also do one-to-one coaching. You do not have to do it, no pressure, but if you found this video really helpful, then please consider doing so, or please consider the one-to-one coaching, because I will basically speak to you like this, keep you accountable, all right? Like I'm like your big brother, and if I could, and if I was with you in the room, I'd like slap you around, okay? So hopefully this is helpful though, all right? You can consider that if you want, but just consider subscribing. Now, I will see you later, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.